deer feeders out right now, or before deer season. Right now is the time that you ought to be doing some hog hunting, because the hogs are going to the deer feeders before deer season starts, before fall gets here. But whenever the acorns start hitting the ground, the hogs are going to move away from the feeders and into the woods down on the creek bottoms and start eating acorns. So if you want some wild hog meat, right now is the time to do it. Right, and they're hitting these feeders regardless of what you're throwing. We're just using corn here. It's just regular run-of-the-mill corn. And how do I know that there's hogs going to this feeder? Is that deer will not make a waller hole, like right there. Come on over here, Kristen. That's my wife. She's the camera girl right now. And then deer won't make a waller hole underneath the feeder. Hogs will. And then right over here is a older waller hole. Now, as you're looking at the tracks, I do see some deer tracks in here, but most of it's hog. And how you can tell the difference between deer and hog is that the deer tracks will come to a point on one end. Hog tracks are rounded on both ends and wider than a deer track. That this right through here is part of their trail. Whenever a hog, he will use the side of these pine trees as a scratching post. And he will walk around here and scratch himself on the side of a tree, on these pine trees. Now, deer will not use a pine tree to rub their antlers on. So if you see something like this on a pine tree, chances are it's hog and not deer. The reason why deer do not like to use pine saplings to rub their antlers on and get the velvet off is because it leaves pine sap on their antlers, and deer don't like that. They'll use some type of, like a magnolia
or oak,
or something like that, a yopon holly, something that doesn't have a lot of sap in it. And whenever you start breaking the bark off a pine tree, sap starts coming out. Deer don't like to get that on their antlers because stuff sticks to it. Deer will be walking through the woods with pine straw and leaves hanging from his antlers. Deer don't like that. Hogs like two things. They don't have sweat glands, so they're going to need to be around some type of water, and they like to eat. And right now what they're eating on is the deer feeders. So if you have a deer feeder, we've got ours going off in the morning at around 6:30, 6:45, somewhere in there. Get out there in your deer stand. Now, keep in mind you have to check your local game laws before you do this. In Texas, it's legal to hunt hogs year-round. Get out there, set your feeder to go in the morning around 6:30, 6:45 or so. Get in your stand before daylight. It goes off, the hogs will come out. Shoot one. Then you got good meat.
Aren't they considered a nuisance?
Yeah, hogs around here are considered a nuisance. In the United States, most of the types of hogs inside the United States were brought here by the Spanish, so they are not indigenous animals. They were brought by the Spanish and the English explorers. So most of the species are not indigenous to the United States. They're wiping out ecosystems. They'll eat anything they can, including sometimes deer. If a fawn can't get up on its feet and run, if a pack of hogs comes across it, they'll kill it and eat it. Well, that's it for now, and I'm going to try to be out here this coming Saturday morning, see if I get me a hog, and if I do, I'll post some pictures about it on the website.